Hey, it's your boy Hendo checking in, coming to y'all with another video. And today, I want to preference this video by saying, and in no way do I stand with Trump. In no way am I a Trump supporter. In no way do I think any of you should go support anything he's doing. My only goal of making this video is to show Black Americans how our ancestors are working through the bullshit. You know what I mean? Regardless of who's in office, our ancestors got our back, and it's always going to end up good. So that's why I'm making this video. I know. All right, the first reason why Trump is the best president for Black people is MAGA. MAGA is another form of the Republican Party, a more radicalized form of the Republican Party, and that's not helping Black people at all. But the fact that Trump has gotten to office broke all of his promises to MAGA, and now you're seeing all of these white people in MAGA having to deconstruct their racism, deconstruct why they were Republican in the first place. Because I feel like before Trump, you were able to have an argument with a Republican and they wouldn't hear anything you were saying. You know what I mean? It would be two sides regurgitating talking points that they heard somebody else say. And, you know what I mean? They don't even understand why they're a Republican. They just are because their mom was, their grandpa was, their whole family is. So that's what we are. We're just Republicans. But I feel like them finally seeing the shit that Trump is doing, the pedophilic shit, a lot of this shit has broken down MAGA. From the moment he got in office till today, you can see every step of the way he start dropping MAGAs. MAGAs start dropping off. Can't fuck with him no more. And it has forced a lot of these young white people, college-age white people, to go back and reconsider, investigate why they're a Republican in the first place, why they fell for MAGA in the first place. They're deconstructing their racism. They're deconstructing from the Republican Party. They're deconstructing from their core belief system, which is a beautiful thing that's happening. And of course, it's not Trump doing it on purpose. Hell no. But it is happening, and it's forcing people to have to wake up to smell the fucking flies, smell the shit. You know what I mean? It's bullshit going on. The racism that people have been yelling at us for years, that ain't no more racism, y'all are just crying and using it and weaponizing racism and da-da-da. No, they're finally starting to see it. They're finally starting to see that you're being run by pedophiles who don't even care about you. They're trying to take away your health care too. They're trying to take away your rights too as a woman. They're trying to take away everything away from you. And it's forcing, you're starting to see these white women break up with their husbands, not talk to their families anymore. And this is a beautiful thing, not because it's breaking up families and destroying homes, because it's forcing people to go to look at their life, reevaluate what they've been doing, and go to the other side. It's giving them a chance to go to the other side, which I don't think would ever happen without Trump. We would still be in the same Republican Democrat bullshit arguments, same two-party system. People never getting a chance to grow out of that or see a different way because they weren't forced to. I feel like Trump is forcing them to have to look into a different way, and that is a beautiful thing. That's one way our ancestors are still working with us through Trump. Trump being in office is a great thing, because it's forcing a lot of these white people and a lot of these MAGAs to have to reevaluate their life, to have to really see what the fuck is going on and why they have to have to live in a society where they can't even get free healthcare. Why they have to live in a society where their wages are lower than the price of gas, the price of housing, all of their monthly expenses they can't even afford to pay because of the system, the racist system. If the system was equal, truly equal, everybody would live happily. But it's a lot of these people who don't even support, they don't even know what Republicans talk about. They don't even know one Republican policy. They're only Republican because their family was, because their mom and their dad was, and, you know, they have that racism in their heart. They might believe in a few of the talking points, so that's why they're Republican. And it's finally giving them a chance to step out of that, reevaluate who they are, and this is a beautiful thing because it's a chance for us to finally let them feel it, and then finally try to build a coalition where people will truly understand what we're going through. But the only problem with building a coalition is they always will, when it benefits them, they'll want to be in a coalition, and then they run off when it's over, back to the racist shit, I'm right back a Republican, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So, but it's a beautiful thing. That's our ancestors working through Trump to crush all these pure little white spirits. You know what I mean? Crush them, grind them to fucking dust. That's what he's doing right now, breaking up their families. Their Thanksgivings are fucking horrible. You know what I mean? Whole family don't want to get together. You know what I mean? They're arguing. It's causing internal division. And that's how our ancestors are working through Trump for that. The next group we got to talk about is the Hispanics, of course. Them motherfuckers voted for Trump. Got him in the office. I will vote for Donald Trump. No, for real though. These motherfuckers voted him in the office, and I don't believe the numbers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the numbers are skewed, and the numbers could all be a lie, because I don't believe anything these people put out. So they might be telling us that majority of Hispanics voted for Trump to get us to go against the Hispanic community, to keep internal division between us, to get us on the white supremacy side, to get them out of here, so we can finally have our fight that's been a long time coming. You know what I mean? It's hard to have that with all these extra motherfuckers in here, and they know that if they try to gather them on their side, they'll never let them be equal completely. So eventually they'll revolt too. So even if those numbers are skewed and those numbers aren't right, there's still a lot of anti-blackness in their community. There's still a lot of hate for black people within their community, and you can see it in the way they vote. You can see it in the way they move. You can see it in the way they hire. You can see it in the way they carry themselves, that they don't like us. They don't want us in their communities. They don't want us in their stores. They don't want us working at their stores. They don't want to work with us at all. And this is not all Hispanics. I am not saying this is all Hispanics at all. In no way, shape, or form am I saying this is Hispanics. You know what I mean? All Hispanics. But it is a large majority of them. You can see it in the Mahara La Raza, or however you said, the white in the race. You can see it in the way they act. You can see it in the way they talk about us. Mayates. They call us Mayates. They have their own word to call us. You know what I mean? These are colonized people who are colonized just like us. You know what I mean? They went through the same shit as us. They were hung, lynched, same way we were. But instead of fighting with the people who were fighting for justice for all of us, they prefer to stick next to the oppressor and say, it's like the house nigga. They're like the house nigga of oppressed people, because they want to be in the house. They want to be like, Massa, look at me, Massa. I'll follow the rules, Massa. I won't scream about racism. Massa, you're not racist to me. Massa, these black people over here, I'll get on the black people ass, Massa, if you want me to. I'll do this I'll go against the black people, Massa. We won't hire them, Massa. We'll work against them. And you see what's going on. Now the white people are showing their true colors. Trump is brought it out. And the good thing about Trump is that he brought out the racism full-fledged, because a lot of these motherfuckers don't care no more. At this point, they're like, Trump's in office, I can say whatever I want online, not getting canceled, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. So they're showing their true feelings towards Hispanics. I just did a video on a Hispanic man being hung. You know what I mean? They're truly showing their true feelings towards Hispanics. They want you out their country. It's not us. It's not us like, oh, we need the Hispanics gone. We need them gone. We need them out of our country. No, for me, it's like, you motherfuckers ain't helping anyway, so I don't care what they do. If they get you the fuck out of here, so be it. Bye. I'd rather you be gone and not helping over there across the border than in our country not helping the situation. Matter of fact, making the situation worse. You know what I mean? So this whole deportation thing is finally starting to show them that you are not a part of the team. You never were a part of the team. We never will respect you. It's finally starting to show them that you don't know how many videos I've seen of Hispanics finally coming out and saying, we got to deconstruct our racism. This is not good. We need to stop this shit. This is not okay. We need to stop. Deconstruct our racism. We have internal racism against black people. And there's a lot of Hispanics coming out and saying this now. Before, this wasn't even a topic. They wouldn't even talk about it. They don't even care. But now that they're seeing the shoes on the other foot, I've seen plenty videos of Hispanics saying, oh, now we see what you mean by racial profiling. Cops just stopping you and pulling you out your car. Oh, now you see it. You know what I mean? So that's one good thing that Trump did for black people, or not did for black people, that he has done that has benefited black people, is showing these other minority groups that you will never be a part of the group. You'll never be a part of the club. They don't care about you. Also, it's showing these other minority groups that, bro, if you don't stick with us, if you don't get on the right side of history, you're gonna get left. You could be on that side, but you're gonna get left, I promise. So figure it out. And you see a lot of them trying to figure it out. That's why when I make videos, I try to always say, even if I'm making a video about a Hispanic lady doing something wrong, like when that racist cop in Texas was talking shit about black people, in that video, I made sure to say, this is not all Hispanics, because there's plenty of Hispanics. I even put them in the video saying that wasn't right. We don't stand with that shit. She's a piece of shit. And You know what I mean? Also, there was people defending it, but that's a given with them. You know what I mean? That's a given. Another thing is them goddamn Afrikaners he brought over here. And then they came over here and started having the worst time of their life. They fucking crying. They thought they was finna come over here. Trump was gonna build a re-apartheid over here in America, bring back apartheid state, and we would all be, and they can come over here and start treating us like they treat the Africans over there. Nigga, I don't know what the fuck you thought this was. They came over here, they were begging to leave within 6 months. Like, we don't like it here. I wanna go back. Take your ass back. And that's another good thing, that he's showing these other foreigners that when you come over here, it's not as sweet as you think it is, and that we are human beings too, and you're not finna come over here and disrespect us and treat us any type of motherfucking way. You know what I mean? Same thing with the Africans. Same thing with the Ethiopians. Or not Ethiopians. Is it Ethiopians? No, Somalians. Same thing with the Somalians, right? Somalians sitting over there talking about, oh, we're not black. We're not black. We're not like y'all. We different. We come from a different country. We're Arab. They thought they were Arab, so the Arab people wouldn't claim them. Then they're like, fine. We're just Somali then, but we're not y'all. We're not like y'all. Okay, fine. But now all of a sudden, when they getting fucking, when them people running down on them, calling them out for that fraud and scam they was doing out there in Minnesota, now all of a sudden they're like, we need to stick together as black people. We need to come together. They're getting a motherfucking wake up call too. You know what I mean? So that's why Trump is everything he's doing. Yeah, he's doing shit against us too, but it won't prosper. It won't succeed because our ancestors got our back, and I want y'all to know that everything he's doing against us. You notice how you don't see us online crying. You notice how they don't see you. They're not in the street trying to round us the fuck up, even though the Hispanics were screaming, "You're next, you're next, you're next." They're not trying to round us up. They know better. They don't want us. You don't want us going crazy, bro. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Our ancestors are gonna watch out for us regardless. Since Trump been in office, I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on this, but I think like 4 Confederate museums burned down, a plantation burned down, all type of shit been done. Our ancestors are working double time. Then, also on top of that, we had what's their name? The Ghanaians, I think Ghanaians. I think those are the ones who came over here from Ghana and were like, we want reparations for the slave trade, and then did all that bullshit, and then went home and their country flooded. and America and everybody was like, hell no, we ain't giving you shit. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, our ancestors are working double time for us. So Trump, he's in office, he can't hurt us. There's nothing he can do to hurt black Americans. You're not gonna hurt us. We're gonna build up, we're gonna come back regardless of what you do from us. A depression, economy collapse is not gonna hurt us. We've been living in the trenches all our life. Well, a lot of us have. Not all of us, but a lot of us have been living in the trenches. A lot of us ain't had shit to eat and been sharing everybody in the neighborhood piecing together to cook. You know what I mean? That's been our situation. Our situation has been living in poverty. Our situation is never being able to say that it's too expensive. Things are too expensive. We just got to deal with the shit. So that's why you'll never see black Americans complaining about this economy crash that's coming up or crying about it. But you know who you will see? These white Americans crying because they're not used to that. They're not used to having to give up their comfortabilities to survive. You know what I mean? And that's another thing Trump is doing, crashing this motherfucking country, bringing it down, bringing it down. You know what I mean? Because what the fuck? What the fuck? Go ahead, because all you hurting is your people. All you hurting is these MAGAs. Because without this country, y'all are outnumbered. Government goes away, y'all are donezo. You think you're gonna run something? You're not. You're not running shit. Government go away, you're donezo. It's over for you. So that's what I'm saying. And I don't even think they would be like that. I think they would humble themselves really quick. All these white racist motherfuckers that would be like, yeah, let's all get together and work together and build community guard. They would be a part of they would want to be a part of the community. All that racist shit would go out the window. Also, back to the Hispanics real quick with the birthright citizenship and Trump saying that it's for black Americans and things like that finally coming out. You know what I mean? Yeah. He is also trying to take away black history out of schools. Also trying to strip black people out the military. But we don't need to be fighting for these people's military anyway. Why don't we build our own fucking military? Second thing is, this taking the history out of schools, great. Because I see multiple companies come out trying to find a way. There's also churches saying that they'll start free history, black history lessons in the church on Sundays, Saturdays, whatever day they can do it, Wednesdays, after school program where they can teach black history in church. These are beautiful things. These are our community coming together to make a way for us to be able to, me personally, well, I don't want to tell, well, I'm gonna get it together and then I'm gonna put it out. But I have my own idea coming about teaching black history through, I don't even want to say that too much, but I have my own idea coming out about teaching black history, which I'll be introducing to the channel really, really soon. So everybody can get it, you know, we can all learn this shit together. You know what I mean? We can all keep passing down these history lessons in our history and keep it a tradition to keep passing it down orally, not dependent on the government to lie and tell us what they want to tell us about our history in school. We should have been X'd that out. And it's a good thing that they're taking it out to schools, if you ask me, because it's not up to a white teacher at a white school to teach your kid about his history, a black history. They're going to lie to you. They lied to me. Well, they ain't lied to me in school, but they did lie to me in school. They told me, basically, they taught me we were nothing but slaves. Then they teach you about Martin Luther King. They might have taught you about Frederick Douglass. Maybe. They ain't teach you about Nat Turner. No, they ain't teach you about Nat Turner. They ain't going to teach you about Emmett Till. They ain't going to teach you about the truths of the history. They ain't going to teach you about Black Wall Street. They're going to teach you about that. See, these are the things we need to be passing down to our kids. Not expecting no white teacher to come through and teach your kids what the fuck they need to learn. And that's 100. So me saying that Trump is the best president for black people, period, point blank, it's not me saying that I support Trump and everything that he's doing and everything he's doing is right at all. But it's me saying that this is what America needed. This is what America needed for all these motherfucking immigrants and these motherfucking dirty ass white people to understand that you ain't shit to the system. The system don't care about you, just like it don't care about us. And you trying to hold me back is only holding your dumb ass back. He's opened so many eyes in such a short time. The people who still follow him, they don't care if he's a pedo. They just want to hurt us. They just want to see Mexicans rounded up and hurt. building concentration camps for Mexican people, and you still got people supporting that shit. You got Mexican people joining ICE. I heard, which I don't want to say this is factual because I haven't looked it up, but I heard that 60% of ICE was Mexicans, which I don't even know how you can get that fact when they're all masked up. But I heard before they were masked up, 60% of ICE was Mexicans. So 60% of the people who work on the border is Mexicans trying to keep other Mexicans out of here. You know what I mean? And see, that's what I'm saying. Trump is, him being in office is exposing all of this, all of the hypocrisies and the bullshit going on. It's exposing it. But it's been your boy Hendo. I appreciate y'all. Hope you liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about it. We out.